you've gotten into the habit of not being prepared. And now it's a little late, isn't it? But she makes a habit of being ready for special days.
Look, I don't do the drugs, I won't do the drugs. Someone asked me if you tripping, yeah, I really was. A mumble rapper making sense as if I'm listening well. I tell the truth about my mental health. Living in hell, just take my hand, we living on a prayer. You wanted heaven here on earth, my dear will make it. I swear to God, I'm naked underneath my clothes. I take my Nike LeBrons over my Timbos in the winter time to cover my toes. Nobody knows about my troubles, my everyday struggle with all the low points. Love them and leave them quick to choose joints. Individually, visionary, visually impaired and very spiritual. My daily ritual include a bowl of cereal, coffee or my omega fatty acidities, usually taken in threes. I used to wake and bake with trees for creativity, but I stopped it. The high I found, I finally lost it. Across a narrow corridor, I lost my tarot card and torpor cause she ignored my early warning, walked through a trap door. According to the tour manager, this morning America, Channel 4. I'm staring at the floor to pass the time a little more, and it can last a little longer. Don't be fast like before. I blast till my weapon is sore. I mean my finger with my tank and my bomb gun. Did you have to let it linger like cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving dinner? Beginning to look a lot like the winner, pretending to not be a sinner. It's funny and fitter, happier and more productive. I'm plenty comfortable in the silence of reproduction. Nut busting or something similar. It's louder than your microwave from 1984. Can I touch it? Can I kick it? I can, and Willie Stargell like I'm 8 is enough. That's what she said for no one. Trust me when tomorrow never know when she done. Some say the sun will come out like yesterday. It's every day we on the run. Like Woody Harrelson, Oliver Stone, and Juliette Lewis. I bet they do it naturally. So screw it, I preserve the 1990s in my music.
Hey, we in the building. This the Bird of Paradise podcast. Pink Hollywood and Retro Room Records. You know what I mean? Hey, Pink Hollywood, the whole nine. Go ahead and introduce yourself, homie.
Yo, I'm STOVALIEN, Gene Stovall. You know,
we got my guy in the building. Hey, this is the first of 3 interviews this evening. You know, if you're catching this live later down the line, you might catch a link somewhere, see it somewhere else. But this is the first of 3 interviews we got tonight, so we gonna have it popping. But my guy tuning all the way in from Germany.
Yep, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning out here.
Hey,
3:20.
You stayed up like a trooper. No coffee, nothing.
No, I got this multivitamin juice.
Okay, that's what they got for y'all in Germany. The multivitamin juice gonna wake you up.
I mean, I don't know. I still got a lot of adrenaline from. I just came from a performance. There was a jam session at a spot called Club Zimmerman's. It's in downtown Cologne, Germany, and I was DJing down there, and I performed. You know, basically every time I DJ, I always got the cordless. And I'll rock over tracks, and I talk over tracks. I make jokes, and then I'll sing along. I'll sing harmonies where there ain't harmonies, and then I'll put on instrumentals and I'll rap over them and just sing, and try to have a lot of fun with people. You know?
That's dope. So they be having it popping on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, different places you go, have it popping. Where I'm at, it ain't popping on a Wednesday night, but definitely we used to get a yanking on Wednesdays.
Thursdays is really, really the time.
Man, I tell this story all the time, and I probably always tell this story because this thing we used to do. I'm from the Bay Area, but I went down to Arizona, and they used to have this thing like when you at a certain age, all we used to do is club all week. Shout out to my brother Trap Sauce, but Trap would have us everywhere. And this was before I was even old enough to get in the club. I was hopping the fence every week, to get in the joint. Like I was to get in the club master. You know what I mean? I'm like, there ain't no way I'm staying home. You feel me? We about to go get it in. I was to get in the club master, but it used to be on Wednesday. They used to have this shit called Groove Candy in Arizona, and it was like smooth, neo soul, like grown man music and shit. And I mean, I was young, and the grown folks was just in there, you know what I mean, grooving. It was just like a vibe. Niggas was blowing weed on the dance floor, passing you the weed, and on Wednesday. And I'm like, man, this the type of shit that help you go back to work and deal with the men.
Yeah, you need that. You
You
need that.
know, this the type of shit that help you, get through the week. So that's popping. So is it a lot of black people where you at?
There are a lot of black people.
Damn,
But
that's dope.
yeah, but at this particular session, it's very international. It's like there's a lot of people being there from a lot of different places.
That's dope.
So I mean, mainly Germany, of course. But when you get to talking to people and you just see like there's a lot of people from South America, a lot of people from Africa,
Mm,
Turkey.
that's
Um,
dope.
yeah, so it's nice to see so many people being in the music, and it's like a jam band night. So it's like jam funk, jam jazz, jam rock, old school shit, some avant garde shit, a lot of covers, but
Yeah,
like covers with like a lot of solos. You know what I mean? Like horn solos, guitar solos, piano.
just just a vibe with music.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
and you get rappers up there, and you get singers.
That's dope. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? And I love going to do that. In different places when you go and vibe and just have that and come together and just release your creative energy and shit like that every week. It's popping.
Oh yeah, man. It's definitely a good time, but but I think that's why like I'm excited. But I'm just excited to be on the podcast too because this is my first time doing a podcast
Man,
as STOVALIEN, but with me releasing songs under the STOVALIEN brand, you know.
Man, we appreciate you sliding through, man. We appreciate everybody to come through. Like I said, we opening up this network, not just for you to be on this show one time, but like I tell everybody, for this to be a frequent place you come through and tap in with Fred and you dropping some new shit or you got some new conversation or some new happenings, this is what we doing and this is why I'm doing it for. I'm an artist myself. I just, like tapping in with people and the artists and different people and having dope conversations.
Yeah, I would love to do this more because I've been dropped the last 4 weeks. I've dropped one song a week because I just have so many songs recorded,
Mm.
and it's all about Submit Hub. I'm on Submit Hub releasing tunes, and
Hey, check
that
STOVALIEN out on Submit Hub.
yeah, I'm on Submit Hub. I'm on Spotify. I'm pushing Spotify probably the hardest, but yeah. So, but Submit Hub put me in front of a lot of people who ended up liking the music, especially this Creature of Habit song.
Mm.
The one you played, that's
Hey,
that's the first mix, but
I was
everybody's
I
been
was
into the second mix.
I was gonna tell you I got sidetracked, but that song was fire as fuck. And I'm not juicing you up and I'm not kissing your ass. That song was fire. And I'm gonna tell you what I love so much about it. The drums kept switching up and kind of like veering off a little bit and coming back and having the flow with that shit. I was
Yeah.
damn near vibing and ready to run that shit back, but I'm gonna bump that shit on my own time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, the whole song is about having attention deficit disorder. So
Yeah.
I'm writing from the point of view and making the beat from the point of view of someone who has attention deficit disorder. So it's like he's trying to stay on topic. The beat is trying to stay on topic, but it can't.
Yeah,
It
man.
can't. You know.
Man, anybody that knows me knows I like the out the box shit, and it gave me them vibes to a lot of the out of the box groups, and had the '90s vibe and just out of the box shit that I like, and it was a whole fucking vibe. So keep doing it. I was doing the same thing before, where I was releasing a shout out to my brother Verseborn. We was releasing like a track a week, and it was dope. And I mean, really, that's to be honest with you, for any artist, I mean, everybody has their own recipe, but I think that's a good recipe. People are constantly seeing you. People are constantly seeing you dropping. You know what I mean? They're hearing a little bit of this, they're hearing a little bit of that. But I was doing that too. And actually, I want to get back to that really soon, where I'm releasing something on a weekly basis with this new sound, because I got so much music.
And I'll tell you what, I support you doing that because there's people out here really looking for it and they're supportive of it, and like in a way that I'd never even believed. Like I'm gonna send a shout out to Folded Waffle right now. for for bigging me up, like listening to my music and actually putting it out there and then checking on me. You know what I mean?
Shout
Like,
out Folded motherfucking Waffle. They
yeah,
really
man.
making waves right now on this underground
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And they're sending me emails like just checking on my artist development. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. And that's what we need. You know what I mean? Like, we really need that. And I don't think that we don't know how to ask for it.
Now it's as creatives, man, we want to get recognition for the shit that we're doing. And part of the problem that I've seen in the culture, is where if you're not Jay-Z, if you're not this dude, this people are sweeping you under the rug, but really it's artistry. Like we need everybody to contribute and you know what I mean, raise the vibration and add to the gumbo, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And we need to, and that's part of the reason why I had this podcast. We need to praise and appreciate that and say, hey, STOVALIEN, like, yeah, I'm Flamingo Fred. Like, I'm a shine. Like, I feel like I'm a loud personality. I'm a shine regardless. But we doing these interviews to, and have you on the podcast. Hey, STOVALIEN, we appreciate you. We appreciate you staying up and hopping on. We appreciate you coming through with your music and having some conversation, with us. And we shining light on the artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like that, and I need that because the motive it's the motivation for it. Like I'm getting motivated for it and inspired by it.
And that it does this every week when I come on here and I do my show and I talk to the artists. You know what I mean? And artists they at different levels trying to make it every week. Like usually I do a lot of work on my computer, but every week when I leave the show, I want to go home and I hop on the MPC.
Yeah.
And I'm motivated. That's the best time for me to work because I'm like, damn, these man, he over there working, they over there doing this, and like, okay, like yeah, it's motivating. I want to go home and make music.
Yeah, man, and it's beautiful right now because everybody got good enough technology that like we can really see what's going on in different cities. Like you can see somebody like I'm from Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? I live in Germany now, but I'm from Pittsburgh originally. So I was on the Pittsburgh music scene for a long, long time. And when I was on that scene, I didn't have the tech to really do shit like this. So it was all about going to jam sessions, open mics every night. Like that's how people got to know me. Like I had to stay on stage. But now it's like, okay, I can't be on stage all like that. It's a different time. So
Yeah.
so I need to put music out there. Like the music is like Spotify is my stage now. And I gotta put not just Spotify, I mean all of them, Apple Music or whatever, but like my focus is really Spotify. Like I don't have I just try to keep it small. So I'm just like Instagram, Spotify.
Yeah.
If I can
And,
get them
that's how
enough.
I am too, man. Like I hate having 1,000,001 something sites to check on. If you could ask me, like, I want to get a PR person. Like, I don't even want to deal with none of this shit. Like, I want to come, run my mouth, make music, release that shit, look at some funny videos. I don't really want to like deal with all these damn sites. And as far as streaming, and we have this conversation every week, we're not going to go into it, but I'm not the hugest fan of streaming anymore because of the numbers I did and this and that. Streaming is a dope tool for people to see you around the world, but I'm also with hand to hand and going to meet people and greet people. So they're both good tools.
Man, I view that shit like a video game. You know what I mean? Like the whole streaming shit, the whole algorithm, that whole bullshit, that whole shit. It's a game. I play it like it's a game now because I don't really play video games. Like I don't have a video game. I don't got a Sega Genesis. I don't got a Nintendo 64. But I'm still in the old school. But and I'm trying to be funny. But in all seriousness, I don't have any video game systems. The last one that I had was a Nintendo 64. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like so I wasn't playing that shit. I was playing an acoustic guitar and just trying to figure out how to do shit on the mic and on stages and try to get on more stages. And now now it's like I got a dope computer with Logic on it, and Logic is dope, and I'm happy about it. And then I got a synth that I can use. I still got my guitar skills. I got this MPC one. It's like I want to put this shit to good use. But at the same time, it's like it's a different day. So I can release a song. Like I released The Creature of Habit the first time. I didn't put it on Submit Hub. I didn't hardly tell nobody. I just put it on Instagram, Facebook. And I was like, all right, for my friends, they'll check it out and they'll tell me what they think. I might have got 5 people like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know? And I'm like, damn, man. And you know, I was putting songs on Submit Hub and I didn't like all the hate because it's like they should just rename that shit Hater Hub for real, because like so many people be hating on there that if you can get people to show love, it's like big victory. It's like you want something. So I take it like that. You know, I put out that I did The Creature of Habit, the second mix with me on the acoustic. It started with me on the acoustic and then I just built around it because my synthesizer was in the shop for a year. And it still didn't get fixed. I just took it. So I had to bring it home, and it still needs some work because I spilled juice. Like I shouldn't have this bottle of juice right by my synth, and I knocked over the juice into the synth like a year ago. So I had to take it to the shop, and then it was just like we're just waiting for parts because the company Moog sold, or they got bought out by a bigger company, and all their shit just got the communication for things. It just ain't working out. So one of my faders is fucked up, but it doesn't really affect the performance of the synth. So I'm just like, all right, so I'm just gonna use it. So I that's the first song that I put out, having this synth that I just got back from not having it for a year. So I was real excited about it. So and I liked it. I was like, man, this song it could be a hit record. I'm gonna put it on Submit Hub and just see what people think. And I got way more positive reviews than I did negative. So I was like, all right, and I had people, wanting to blog about it a little bit, and people were putting it on their Spotify playlist. And that's why I'm so big on this focus on focusing on Spotify, is because people got their playlist on there, and I don't have I don't use SoundCloud anymore, and I don't know. Tidal,
I
Apple
don't know how
Music,
many
all this
people
shit.
are. I don't know how many people are using SoundCloud anymore. It seemed like that shit kind of that wave on that shit. Spotify took over that shit.
I just feel like I can't be Russ. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like he got up, and a lot of people got up off that shit, and I was just like, man, I don't know how they did it. I just know that I can't do it that way.
Russ did that shit because he just got to look like, the Puerto Rican cat with the curl, and you know what I mean, and he makes music for the mainstream, like, you know what I mean, and that's cool. I think he makes some dope shit, and that works. Me, I'm the type of motherfucker. I'm gonna see what everybody's making in the mainstream, and I can make that shit, and I'm gonna try to make the opposite of that.
Yeah, like I wanted it. I wanted that Creature of Habit tune, the second mix, to be mainstream. That first mix is the one you played. I feel like that's underground. That's like for a niche audience of hip hop, like people that would like that kind of shit. But I tried to make it a little bit more mainstream.
But you know what? Not to cut you off, that underground niche group, to me, them the motherfuckers that spend money with you.
Yeah, and that's what I
support
want.
support your artistry. The mainstream, they want you to do Drake numbers before they spend money with you.
Right.
But that underground niche group, they gonna spend with you.
Yeah, but I wanted to have something that could appeal to a bigger audience. And then plus the sample that I used for that first one is crazy illegal. like I got banned on Instagram for just posting it in a little video. And that's another reason why I was like, I gotta do this all over again, but I gotta push it harder. And I'm just so proud of it. I'm proud of that second mix. And then I just released this last week. I released a song called STOVALIEN. Well, I guess 2 weeks ago, STOVALIEN, like the self-titled track. It's only like 1 minute 6 seconds. It's like one verse, no hook. I don't even do a lot of hooks.
Hook. I feel like hooks ain't as important as they used to be either.
No, man. Like I'm really inspired by West Side Gun, man.
I haven't listened to a lot of West Side, and don't get me wrong, these people are dope, and I know they're dope. But I feel like if I listen to them too much, it's gonna influence me too much.
no, it's kind of like I feel like it's different with him because he reminded me of Ghostface, and I was a big Ghostface fan. I mean, like since I'm on the interview, I'll give some of my influences. You know what I mean? I came up on Q-Tip, the whole Wu-Tang, but
Mhm.
definitely RZA and Method Man, Ghostface and Raekwon, and the GZA, big for me. Far Side, huge. Uh,
Oh, I love
Nas,
Hard Side.
yeah, Far Side, Nas, uh, man, and then I ended up getting into NERD really hard.
Yeah,
Um,
Far Side was like the West Coast. Mm, who did I used to look at? I used to look at. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I used to compare them to like the West Coast version of. I forget. It's not Wu Tang. Um, I guess they was kind of close to the tribe, if I could say anything, in a way. They was kind
like
of
De
like the
like De La Soul.
yeah. I used to fuck with the Far Side heavy. I mean, they were kind of like out of the box rap,
They
hip
was
hop.
funny.
Yeah, the hella
I
funny.
I
Fat
love that
Lip.
fun. Yep, I love that. The first album was my shit.
I I linked up with Fat Lip one time. He had a show. I pulled up with him. Fat Lip is dope. Far Side, the whole shit. But yeah, they dope. Like, don't you wish like I wish sometimes like I could take and I just Method Man and like put him in the studio with like Timberland and just like Marvel Comics that shit and just get people like they be doing mashups and shit online. Like they'll have MF Doom and Biggie or some shit.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
I'm a
wish
big Doom, big Biggie and Big Doom fan, by the way. Yes,
most definitely, most definitely.
I got
They
glasses.
hot. I love the fucking Alchemist right now and what he's doing.
Oh,
Everybody,
Alchemist, yeah, hell yeah,
everybody's on the Alchemist nuts right now.
you gotta
Pause.
be. I
He
mean,
just
everybody loves what he's doing. You know,
everybody
conductor's cool.
Everybody
Um,
loves what the Alchemist is doing. So there's a big, I feel like there's going to be a big wave, and it is happening now, of underground music again because the mainstream, like I don't even see what the mainstream music is. It's there's nothing substantial I feel like going on in the mainstream that's just keeping this shit going.
well,
You know
this
what
is
I
what they're
mean?
paying for. This is what they want to pay for, and I think times is going to change again anyway because of all this Puff Daddy shit. But
Yeah,
it's
Puff
like
is in
how
trouble.
you got nuclear medicine, like you got nuclear news, like you got news that's paid for by the big corporations. You got medicine that is fed to you from the big corporations, and you have music that's fed to you from the big corporations, and it's like this big ass circle that keep leading you back to the hospital. So that
Hmm.
way, because I think I think that there's like some higher up rich people who's just kind of waiting for body parts and organs and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like this big ass lottery, and and everybody below that is just feeding them body parts and shit.
Hey,
So
that
they
shit's
have to keep
possible.
us. So they keep us all fucked up on the music, on the lifestyle. Yeah, on the lifestyle basically that is fed to you from everything, from every angle of like this super corporation nuclear shit. And that's why I start off that song saying, I don't do the drugs. I won't do the drugs. I don't do the drugs. I won't do the drugs. Someone asked me, is you tripping? Yeah, I really was. A mumble rapper making sense as if I'm listening well. It's like this whole like choose your own adventure type lyricism. So
Yeah.
you could so all depending on how you listen to it, it could mean different things if you wanted it to. But it a lot of it has to do with the fact that we are being fed. It's not bullshit, and I guess it could help in some ways, but I think it does more harm than good, and that's the same with this music shit. If you turn on the radio and, like, for example, in Pittsburgh, I went to visit in Pittsburgh in May, and,
Hmm.
I'm just listening to the radio. I just wanted to listen to what was going on in Pittsburgh radio, and I'm listening to Kiss FM at like I'm switching to the channels. Every time I landed on Kiss FM, Nelly's Country Grammar was on.
God damn.
And I just kept landing on the part where he's like, wait a minute now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, and I'm just like, how many times am I going to hear Donald Trump's name on the radio on this track? Why are they playing this track? Are they playing it because he's saying his name? Like that's the type of shit that I'm thinking. And I'm like, yo, if they poison in the airwaves, and they keep but not even that they poison it, but it's almost like they're planting that seed, like Bill Gates, Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Because why is Country Grammar? Why is Country Grammar on the radio 2024 on a regular rotation?
I'm up in a location like we don't even have like a hip hop station or whatever. Actually, I was in negotiations to be the host of a hip hop station, and that shit fell apart. But we don't even have that, so I don't even listen to the radio much. But it's not that much of influence. I see social media as the influence of who I see him talking about, who's dropped. Now, I will say this. I just seen LL Cool J drop his new project, and he had, features with Eminem. I seen a Rick Ross and
Did you see the video? Did you see the
Joe?
video with him and Eminem? The video with him and Eminem? They're doing all the old album covers.
I liked it because LL Cool J is such a big personality and big in hip hop that he kept Eminem in his lane to just spit your bars, and let's not get too, just spit your bars.
I mean, he still think he's the greatest of all time.
Who, Cool J or Eminem?
Yeah. Cool J. I mean, but he inspired all them motherfuckers.
I'm a big LL Cool J fan.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a big LL Cool J. Like, I remember
Jack the Ripper
bumping this shit, Milky Cereal Baby. That was
a great album. But Walking with the Panther is also a great album. The Jingling Baby.
Them on baby. Yep. Uncle L. I'm a big Cool J fan. So to see the brother come back, he's still, buff and looking good, and pause, just black brother healthy, looking good, and still out there. Like, for a second I was like, damn, bro, looked like he could just hop back in the game. But
he never left anybody's sight. He been on TV this whole time.
Yeah, he been on TV doing the movies.
He's doing it. But he did the movies, but he's been on the TV shows for like the last 15 years.
Bruh, LL was looking like
even before that.
I'm thinking we're in like this new era of the game. Like, people want the underground, and we want these OGs back. Like, we got Fat Joe still doing this thing, you know what I mean? And Ross and E40. Like, everybody hop in, like everybody come out. It's room for everybody to do your thing. We don't want you now. If you come out, we over that type of shit. We over that shit.
I think that there's a time and a place for everything.
Nah, it's cool, but
because there's some songs from maybe 5 years ago. No, like 7 years. Damn, is it 7 years at this point?
Now who get me every motherfucking time that I fuck with? Future.
No.
I every time I'm like, this shit, I don't know what it'd be a song and the shit bumping, and it'd be some Future shit.
I don't really listen to Future all like that.
I don't either. This shit just happened to come across my way, and I'm just be in the mood, and you posting a reel or some shit, or you posting this, next thing I know, I done listen to a Future song on repeat for 3 hours, and I feel like I'm about to make $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get set up. Like, you can definitely get that feeling from that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't listen to a lot of Future, but yeah, when any of his music come on, I know that I definitely, it made me want to maybe go out and try to do something fun. You know what I mean?
It make you want to, like, the world is yours, so I just think we're entering into this new era. Like I remember when DMX was popping, and you know what I mean? They had like these big cats that was just like superheroes that was popping. And it's like, now We don't who is that? Like I don't look at anybody like
But that,
that.
but they're promoting a lot of sickness, and a lot of rappers is dying. You know what I mean? It's almost like you can't really invest. You can't. I don't know. I mean, you can, but you can't. Like that triple X, X10,
Yeah,
uh,
Temptation,
yeah,
whatever.
extension. I always
Yeah.
call him extension, extension. He had great music, but and he's coming from the Kurt Cobain. I feel like he's cut from the Kurt Cobain cloth mixed with like it's definitely from Kurt Cobain though. It's like
Now I
if
get
he would have lived, would he have been a rapper at some point? That's all I always ask myself.
I could definitely see like how the mumble rap was kind of supposed to be punk rockish and like rock starish where they're and you know what I mean? That because I feel them vibes too. Like I fuck with the Kurt Cobain and you know what I mean, and the punk rock, like the 60s punk rock and like the grunge music I fuck with so I can see where they coming from. But I feel like now is your time where anybody could hop in and do them. Like I love seeing these OGs, Cool J, Fat Joe, like these cats still healthy, doing their thing, looking good, like stunting, talking about getting money. Like that's we need that. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean? We need that. We don't. It's not even about the mumble rap. Like, and it's not that everybody has to be a positive or that these cats is positive, but like you know, we wasn't talking about being drug addicts and shit all the time and just like knocking, killing each other and stuff all the
no, you
time.
had
Like,
it was nice. You had a variety of stories. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, like that was part of it. Like, you know, hey, bro, you step out of line, you know, you can get something can happen to you, but that just wasn't what it was all about.
yeah, because look, nobody wants to eat broccoli for every meal. You know what I mean? And
Nah,
nobody
not
wants to
at
eat
all.
chicken for every meal. So it's like I don't want to listen to music that's just one way all the time. Like
Nah.
I need a well-rounded plate. Like I need plates, and I don't know. I don't want to compare it to food, but it's like I'm one of these people that really, as I get older, I'm really just digging in vinyl. I'm playing a lot more vinyl now, and I'm sampling from vinyl, and it's man, it's
So I
just
give you the
it's
perfect
great.
example. Like I've been making music, doing my funk shit, and I was making shit at like up in the 120s in the BPM, you know what I mean? MPC going. And I made some dope shit. But then I was listening to like The Alchemist and I'm like, damn, okay. Like, when do you listen to the out? Like, I'm like, okay, I got to make some slower, like cool fun. Cause there's times that you want to go home, whether you smoke, whether you drinking a little cognac, whether, you know, whatever you're doing, you know, there's times where you just want to mellow out and let some shit play in the background while you clear your thoughts or whatever you got going on, you know. You don't want to dance all the time. So I'm like, okay, I need an album that's fast and I need an album that's slow, even on some electronic synth, you know what I mean? So it's like that. You don't want the same flavor all the time. Sometimes you're gonna turn on some reggae, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you know, and other
but
times you're gonna
it's nice when a whole album can give you a lot to choose from, though, because
yeah.
like like Prince, Purple Rain. If you listen to the whole album,
I love Prince.
it's going all over the place, and it's a great album. It's one of my favorite albums.
Prince is one of my motherfucking idols. I love actually I chose Flamingo Fred and Pink, but I really wanted to have purple, but I left that to Prince.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the purple
that's the
one.
thing. Yeah, and you know, we was talking about Funkadelic Parliament earlier. Prince came Prince went and produced George Clinton for a couple albums.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, I was reading, you know, the book, and I was actually it was Morris Day in the Time, you know, and that was the last book I read. You know, Morris Day was like a alternate Prince, you know what I mean? But they
Yeah,
was talking
I was
about
a
how
fan.
James Brown influenced them. Then it was the Parliament. Then it was Prince and Morris Day, and they was it's all funk, and you know what I mean? It's it's the vibe,
Yeah,
and I think
and I'm glad. I'm glad that we could have all that because, like, I'll tell you what, there's a place for Morris Day with me, and there's a place for Chief Keef and everything in between. You know what I mean? Like, it's all over the place. Like I need to know that people are living certain ways so that way I can talk about it. And some of that shit is cautionary tales for real. Because they be saying some wild people, these artists be saying wild shit, and it's like, yo, they're saying that on the record so that way I don't have to live it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like I used to love Scarface for that.
Nah, most you got different moods. Sometimes you feel in that mood and people is playing with you and you gotta turn on, you know what I mean, some other shit. And sometimes you vibing and you in a mood, you got Kurt Cobain on, you know what I mean, Nirvana. And
Yeah,
sometimes,
I love
so
Nirvana. That's one of my favorite bands, if not my
so
favorite band.
I love Nirvana too. So it's room for everybody. Sometimes I'm gonna go back and bump that LL Cool J. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go bump Stove Alien and these different people. So there was a time in this culture where everybody was like, it is a competition, part of the thing in the culture. With battle rap and this and that, but it's room for everybody to add their flavor to it. You know what I mean? I want to work with a lot of it. I want to work with a lot of people, you know what I mean, when it comes to music and adding people in. And that's what the Alchemist is doing. That's why he's winning right now. He on the NPC cooking up and they on the track. Let's get these three people. You know what I mean? Next track, we got these three people. And they dropping verses, dropping or adding this and adding that. And, doing this interview, it's a lot of cats were like, you know, they only want to work with certain people, or they're only going to work with certain people, or they're not going to work with anybody in the town, and they're not going to work with that. And it's just like, man, I start thinking, like, I had a homie hit me up last night, you know what I mean? And he was like, man, I got this track. This beat you gave me, you dropped a verse on, your verse is hard. I'm going to release it. I'm like, man, homie, go ahead, release it. It's just like, man, just put it out. A lot of motherfuckers is like, oh, I can only work with these people or work with those people or whatever. And it's just like, man, that's the problem with it. Now, of course, if somebody got a bad reputation, of course, if somebody, ain't pushing, they ain't taking it serious, or whatever. But besides that, man, like sometimes it don't align, but you get what I'm saying. Like, man, open the floodgates. Like it's LL Cool J, Rick Ross, and Fat Joe. They could both spit harder than Rick Ross, but Rick Ross got his own Florida flavor. You know what I mean?
Right.
He the boss, Rick, they could both out rap Rick Ross if you ask me, but
It's important that people that people can express themselves, that they can tell their story, they can be themselves. We all need we all need, especially artists, we all need all those perspectives. We really do. You know what I mean? And I would tell anybody who's doing music, don't just listen to one genre. But I know everybody. People is probably doing about 5 genres a piece.
man,
Real shit.
I grew up with I grew up with oldies and I grew up with rap music. As I became of age, I start, discovering the Nirvanas and these different weird groups and shit like that. And I got to a place in life like, you know what? I don't just have to make rap music. I don't just have to make rap music. I feel like I'm talented enough. I've grown as an artist. I don't just gotta make rap music. I can do some other blended type shit and different strokes for different folks.
And there's a genre for everything. Like I can't keep up with the genres. Like
And that's beautiful.
it is, but it's
Because
frustrating because I really like I didn't realize I didn't know what trip hop was. I
yeah.
thought I was like,
Like
man, I
like today,
love
I give
trip
you the
hop.
perfect example. Like I've been studying the sound. Like I was like, is there any such thing as like electronic jazz music? Because like I'm taking these samples, I'm chopping these samples, and we going for them jazzy joints, and then I'm mixing it with the synthesizer, and they play me some shit that sound like PlayStation 1 music, and I'm like, yeah, that is. I have heard this shit before, so I think that's a beautiful thing. What I don't think is beautiful right now is a lot of people trying to have the same style, like same style. You were supposed to go out and discover and figure out how to do your own shit, and it either worked or it didn't. You know what I mean? But that was your flavor, and usually if
Yeah.
you being you, it's gonna work. But everybody's sounding the same. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna lie. The Alchemist is popping right now. A lot of motherfuckers is saying, you know, it's hot, but a lot of people are saying, man, he got that what's that cat name? Rock Marcion, whatever the cat from the East Coast.
Yeah.
They say he got that flow. Well, okay, now it's a lot of cats I'm seeing coming out that got, you know, that Alchemist flow right now. You know, I'm baggaging the work, flip it, double up if it's Tuesday. You know what I mean? I told her to come through. You know what I mean? A lot of cats got that rhyme scheme, and it's cool, but you gotta find your own flavor.
But if that's what they feel in their heart, that's how they need to spit, you gotta let them do it.
Oh yeah, you gotta let them do it. You gotta let them do it, and it's cool.
I think
But
a lot of people, but I also just think a lot of people, they liked a certain sound and they said, you know, I'm gonna do my music this way, you know, and it's all good, but they have to be okay with the fact that people are gonna critique. They're gonna critique the shit. You know what I mean? Like, and if it sounds like it goes into a bag with like a million other rappers or just musicians or whatever, and if it sounds like that, it's good because it's in the genre and people can choose from it, and that's all good. But for anybody that's looking for something different, that might not be for them.
most and I agree with that. You free to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's nothing new under the sun. We're all influenced, you know, by other artists, you know, that came before us and shit we like or whatever. And you know, or bands or whatever, and that's true.
And
But you know,
people also gotta try these genres in order to get past the genre, because people need to explore shit in order to know what the next shit is for them,
it's like when you
and
go
what
on
they're
you
gonna feel.
it's like when you go on YouTube or something, you're looking for such and such type beat. You know what I mean? That type of beat only goes with that artist. That's their sound. You know what I mean? This type of beat. You know what I mean? So
Right.
as cool as it is to have that type beat and that type sound, you still got to experiment and kind of find your own sound and whatever else, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
as much as I like this sound, I still like I was looking for what I'm trying to do now. I was looking for a lot of different places for different beats and different shit like that. And some shit was cool, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. Like it had some cool elements, but it wasn't exactly. So I'm like, man, I got to go back to the drawing board and cook up myself.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was just like, man, I don't know. I really wanted to be one of these people who made his own beats all the time, but of course, you know, when you got friends that make beats,
Most definitely.
you want to try to work on those beats, like do things over them. And I'm definitely experimental. I've tried many different styles, many different approaches to how to spit. Like we was both talking about being fans of LL Cool J. I tried to rap like LL when I was younger, and then I keep trying to revisit every now and then back to
Let me
that LL flow. You know what I mean? And
let
that's just
me
as an example. You know?
you know who's one of my favorite artists of all time? It's favorite rappers of all time. It's Slick Rick.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's dope.
Slick motherfucking Rick. And I could never like I couldn't rap. He had a unique swag because you know he from the UK, and you know a lot of times in you know Americans like they doing they shit over there, but I think he had like a hybrid. It was like UK, but he been in America, so he was like you know what I mean. One of the niggas, but he from you know he from the UK, so he had like a mix of the my God, he had that flow and Slick Rick. He just
Yeah,
was raw. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
that's
I
somebody I
don't know
wish I could.
nobody. I don't know
Huh,
nobody that don't. Everybody I know like or loves Slick Rick for sure.
bro? He's like one of the rich. Like he was out of the box. Like man, the children's story that was like the
I
one of
feel like
the.
he represents the divider line between like Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, because they was doing shit together. It's like Slick Rick was the beginning of the new shit, and Dougie Fresh was the end of the old shit.
I don't think Slick Rick gets enough flowers. They kind of like I don't know what's going on with him right now, but I think they like Like he's known, but I don't think they give him enough love.
But they give him love, but there's just so many rappers that it's just like,
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
who's your
man.
like? But you know what? He is not on people's top 5 list. When I ask
That's what
about people's
like
top 5 rappers, he's never on the list. And
Slick Rick is
everybody loves him.
Slick Rick is in I don't know my exact list, but he's up there on my list.
I think a
He's
lot, yeah.
he's on my list. I don't know if I'm having a top 5 or a top 10, but he's on my list somewhere up in there.
Is MF
Because
Doom on your 5 or 10? MF Doom.
nah. Well, I don't, if you go 10, he might be. But
Who's your top 5 all time rappers?
damn. Okay, my top 5. Fife.
Like
Fife is
Fife
a
from like
Fife
Tribe Called
Dog
Quest?
from Tribe.
Okay, word.
Fife is in my top 5.
He got one of my favorite songs of all time, Butter. So yep.
Slick Rick. Slick Rick is in my top 5. He probably gonna be in my top 5. See, this is not just the top 5 of who's the dopest. This is my top 5 of
Right.
who
for
I
you,
like.
for you. Yeah.
So Slick Rick is up there. You know who else is up there? ODB.
Oh yeah.
ODB is in my
So
top 5.
you know what? I'm glad somebody said that because I'd be ashamed. Like I used to say this shit all the time, and then it just got to the point where people started looking at me real strange for saying that I was such an ODB fan, and I got real excited when Amy Winehouse came out. I was like, "Yo, somebody is finally doing ODB." Like on that ODB shit. It was Amy Winehouse is the next artist that's on the ODB shit.
ODB is in my top. I like the
And that
harmonies,
Nigga Please, because the Nigga Please album.
The
That's the
offbeat
first.
harmonies.
That's the first Pharrell album for real.
Like that's what I'm trying to do with the funk right now. He got the offbeat harmonies, and he's just this energy. He has this wild energy. E40 is in my top 5. E40 is in my top 5. I think he doesn't get enough flowers on a global level, on a national level for what he does because the slang and everything else in the Bay Area. That's 4 people. That's Fife, ODB, Slick Rick, 40.
Interesting list so far.
I know there's somebody that I'm forgetting that I'm gonna be like, fuck, that was supposed to be in the top 5.
It's always like that though. That list haunts people in the middle, like in their dreams, like while they're sleeping. They wake up and they'll be like, "Oh, I forgot."
I'm trying to go through all the regions. Is it somebody from New York? No, I don't think nobody else from New York. I got ODB. I got Slick Rick. Actually, you know what I'm gonna throw in there? And this is my top 5. I'm gonna throw in Shock motherfucking G, Humpty Hump.
Yeah.
Shock. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna ride it with Shock motherfucking G. And when I say these are my some of these people, they're no longer with us. I wish we got a bigger body of work, or we could have meshed the sound with different people and shit like that. Like I wish we could do that and bring it back. And to get
because there really should have been a Humpty Hump Slick Rick tune.
Oh man, because if you look at like you had Slick, and this is what people don't realize. Like you had Slick Rick, who kind of had the grill. Like this was early. He had the grill. You know what I mean? He had the whole shit. He had like this out of the box, and then you had like the Humpty Hump. You know what I mean? He had the nose. He had the glasses, which was also Shock G, and then you had like Mac Dre. A lot of people don't realize. To me, I feel like a lot of Mac Dre swag. Well, he already had the Bay Area swag, but Shock G was in the Bay Area too. You know what I mean? But a lot of some of Mac Dre's flavor was Humpty Hump, Shock G, the drawn out bars and the, you know what I mean? And that's kind of Slick Rick too. And then I feel like, after that you get characters like Flamingo Fred and shit like that. You know what I mean? But it all connects, but you got to take it and put your own twist on the shit.
Yeah.
You
All
know,
right, I'm gonna give my 5. This is crazy, man. Yeah, to be honest, like if I like it, it's funny. All right, I gotta put Method Man on there just because I like that Wu-Tang shit. It's hard to choose between Ghostface and Method Man, but I
he would be in
remember
my
when
top
Bring the
10.
Pain when Bring the Pain came out, I
Oh,
wanted to be Method Man. Like I wanted the same jacket
oh,
that leather coat. I actually went and got it. I asked my mom to give me that leather coat.
oh, you making me
One
feel
that was
guilty.
similar. One of them similar, coats that because of that Bring the Pain video. I was like, yo.
You making me feel guilty. Go ahead.
So I gotta go. All right, so I'm gonna give it to him. I'm giving it to Common Sense
Okay.
because like that Resurrection album, but I Used to Love Her on it is the shit. It
Yeah,
really is. But look,
common go.
but the thing is, uh, when he just became Common, it just wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Like Common Sense was the shit, but Common is like the different
He,
person.
he
You know what I mean?
became common.
Yeah, Black Thought from the Roots
Mm.
is
So
just it's so many good songs, man. So many good songs.
Method Man, Black
Yeah,
Thought.
I gotta take Method Man out of there. I gotta take him out.
Oh, you just
I
you
gotta take
just
him out because look, even though he's inspirational, like Q-Tip is huge. He's probably after LL Cool J. Q-Tip is my favorite
see a lot
rapper.
of this. We in the same shit. We was going Wu Tang. You had Method Man, but you took him out. I had ODB. You got
Yeah,
Q
man.
Tip. I
I'm
got
also a
Fife.
huge ODB, huge ODB.
So you
Like,
got Black Thought,
yeah,
Q Tip, and Common. Last two.
but I might even have to take Common out of there. But hold on now. Damn. I don't know why I want to put Willie D in there, but I can't put Willie D in there.
Willie
Like,
D from the Ghetto Boys.
yeah.
Hey, Willie
Yo,
D go hard.
Scarface, Willie D, Bushwick, like all of them. But I'm not putting them in there. But they deserve an honorable mention. Nas for sure. It gotta be.
It's like that's
Nas and
easy.
Biggie, like
Them is easy. Like
that's
I
a
could have
lot of
picked the
shit.
dopest rap, like the who I think my list and who are the dopest rappers are kind of, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's tough.
Nas
It's
is
tough.
one of the greatest rappers of all
Because I'm
time.
just thinking I'm thinking how much did I listen to certain things like Buckshot, like the Enter the Stage album by Black Moon. I listened to that a lot. I listened to that a lot.
Nas, Black Thought,
So yeah, Nas.
Common,
Yep.
Q-Tip.
I'm trying to think here. I feel like I'm super East Coast heavy.
I almost said that. I was gonna tell you, like, man, you know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah. All right.
Number
Uh,
5. You might want to bring. You gonna bring Method Man back?
no, I ain't bringing him back.
Oh,
I had to take him out. I mean, salute to the Method Man, but
no.
because I'm filing through all these people that because I'm thinking about albums that I was bumping like Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted when I was a kid. I'm talking young kid, Walking with a Panther, L Cool J, that Enter the Stage Black Moon shit, Gangstar, Enter the Stage. No, they got Enter the Stage. Shit, there's a lot of stages. Yo, wait, is that the same album title? Hold up, no. Step in the Arena. Step in the Arena is the second album on from Gangstar, but I ain't putting Guru in my top 5 at all. But I do love that album. Dress from Black Sheep, Far Side.
They didn't have Black Sheep. They didn't have enough. They needed more catalog.
That album was dope though. That one album.
Fire.
That the second album wasn't so good. It wasn't so
fire.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go with a 5. I'm either it's gonna have to be probably a tie between Biggie and Scarface for real. And I love Tupac. I love Ice Cube. You know what I mean? I love Snoop Dogg. I'm not the biggest Eminem fan, but that dude could rap. He could rap for
Eminem
real.
used to he used to could do it for me.
And I'm gonna give the ladies love too. Salt from Salt and Pepper
Mm.
is super. She's super influential over people, and I don't think she gets. She really
You
don't
know
get her
who
props.
you know who don't get her props is if you talking about females, we Missy.
Missy, she kind of does get her props though.
Yeah, now she do. MC Light.
MC Light, yes, for sure. But you know what though? You know what fucked me up? I thought that she wrote her verse for self destruction. Whenever I found out that L Cool J wrote that, she definitely lost points with because that was so I was because of that verse. I had her up so super high.
Okay, let me ask you something. Is Missy Elliott considered a rap? Would you consider what Missy Elliott does rap?
That's a great question.
I love Missy. She on my to be
There's
honest.
some
I didn't think
hybrid.
about it.
There's some hybrid artists out there like her, Andre 3000. Even though he ain't, I mean, no, he can sing. She, what she does is hip hop, but she got
Like if
so
it was
many. She
kung,
got
it's
so
like
many
if it's
awards.
kung fu, it would be, you know what I mean, a different technique from.
Yeah, because look, she wrote all them R&B tunes. Like she wrote. She had hits on the radio almost like one after another, like Billboard R&B hits. Like she had like 10 in a row, like all written by her. Miss
Missy is the fucking. If she's not the queen, she's up there.
if you really think about the females, you got Foxy, you got Lil Kim, you got um uh Nicki Minaj, you got
And I'm gonna
Missy,
tell you
MC
this:
Light,
Nicki
Salt,
Minaj can
Salt and
fucking
Pepper.
goes hard.
Yeah, she definitely goes hard.
People her attitude and shit throw people off, but she she does her thing.
No,
Nicki's
strictly
on my
on
list.
talent. Yeah, strictly on talent though. She's definitely up there. I used to like Yo-Yo back in the day a little bit. Uh, damn. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, and I'm definitely gonna give it to Salt because she don't get because she's attached to the group of Salt and Pepper. I feel like she can't get separated, but I feel like for old school raps, she's pretty influential because I went back and listened to Assault with a Deadly Pepper, and there's lines on there that Cypress Hill used that there's a lot of acts that was taking lines that Salt said from that album and said it in their shit. And Redman got to get an honorable mention too, man.
Redman got to get an honorable mention. Be Real from Cypress Hill got to get an honorable mention.
Yeah, he got the voice, man. He's definitely he's good. He's good at what he does.
All right, man. Any last shout outs you want to give?
I gotta give a shout out to my boy Stressino. I just dropped a song called Drama. I actually released it shit maybe a year ago, and but it's real long. It's like 4 minutes, so I cut my first verse and his first verse out, and I just started at the second verse for what I just put out under STOVALIEN, and it's cool. And he just dropped the album. It's called No Request, and that's out on Spotify and Apple Music, all the streamers. So I got we have a rap group called Alien Faces, so I want to give him a shout out. For sure. And I know you don't got all the time in the world, or I'd be here shouting people out forever. But I definitely just want to give him a shout out if I could give one shout out.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I appreciate you, man. Tap in with your guy, man. Much love to everybody. We about to go back to back. If you want to catch, if you're not on, Facebook or whatever, and you want to catch the live, you can go to the Bird of Paradise podcast on YouTube. I'm streaming the videos live there also. You can go check your boy out for wherever y'all at tuning in. I appreciate you, my brother. I'm getting ready for the next interview, and I'm gonna holler at you soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And it was a great conversation. And I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at you off wax. Peace out.
All right. Peace.